Eagerly awaiting the green flag for a 40-lap, 160-mile grind. Stephen South sits on the pole, flanked by born-again Pennsylvanian Al Holbert outside row 1. In row 2, veterans Mario Andretti in car number 1 and Elliot Forbes-Robinson, who still feels the parade lap tension.
I mean, does it scare me? Yeah. You know, every time, the butterflies, everything. No, you still get that. It doesn't go away after you've driven for a long time. And I still enjoy it.
The pace car is headed for pit road. The field holding tight formation as it goes thundering up the hill, looking for that all-important flicker of the green flag, and we're underway. Down the front chute they thunder. Side by side go the leaders, Al Holbert and Stephen South. Moving down through turn 1 toward turn 2, South takes the lead with Holbert second. Mario Andretti is third. Elliot Forbes-Robinson rides fourth. Geoff Brabham, the son of former world champ Jack Brabham of New Zealand, is fifth, and Bobby Rahal of Chicago sixth. Out onto that long straightaway with its mind-boggling speeds, the leader, Stephen South, pulls Al Holbert in his wake. South has had a lot of bad luck in this series. Oh, and he uses every inch of racetrack, working through that tight left-hander and pulling his way up the hill. South in the lead. Holbert second as they snake through the switchback and move toward the carousel turn. The leaders still tightly bunched as they swing through that long right-hander. Last year, at age 27, the former British go-kart champion Stephen South was one of the best Formula 2 racers in Europe before he graduated to this Citicorp Can-Am Challenge. And as he leads this Can-Am field through lap 1, he must be recalling all the bad luck that this campaign has brought him. South bores through the last turn, leading Holbert, Andretti, Forbes-Robinson, Brabham, and Rahal. Up the hill they charge toward the completion of lap 1 with Stephen South leading. Well, South's misfortunes this year include a head-on crash when he plowed into his teammate Elliot Forbes-Robinson in a previous race at Watkins Glen, New York.
You guys are fresh off a demolition derby involving the Budweiser team. What goes through your mind when you get into a situation like that where you're bumping into each other on the racetrack? Elliot?
Well, actually, I was going backwards trying to get out of the way at the time, so I didn't have much choice. You know, but it's the thing, I don't care who it is that's coming at you. I mean, all you see is that the car's coming at you and you can't do anything about it. And Stephen did everything he could to miss it. But I think that the worst thing was is when you see it coming and know it's your teammate, you think, boy, this is all we need. And then you got to walk back and think of something to say to the boss when you get back there.
Was the boss pleased to see you walking back, Stephen?
Oh, I think so, yeah. Yes, pleased enough.
The boss, of course, is film star Paul Newman, owner of the Bud team and a good racer in his own right. Pit action. Danny Sullivan of Louisville, Kentucky brings the Garvin Brown racing machine in. He's got a flat tire. Stephen South from the little town of Harrow in Middlesex, England, leading by the narrowest of margins over Al Holbert, the auto dealer from Warrington, Pennsylvania. Andretti third, Elliot Forbes-Robinson fourth, Geoff Brabham fifth, as that high-powered quintet plays its symphony of speed up, down, and around this beautiful 4-mile circuit. A huge crowd has gathered in uncharacteristic 90-degree Wisconsin weather to see today's action. And right now there's action aplenty. One of the backmarkers slipping off the course and skidding to a halt. Meanwhile, Danny Sullivan's new tire is in place, and he'll return to the fray as Stephen South heads for the start-finish line to lead another of the 40 laps that will comprise this Can-Am Challenge event. The 5 leaders, equidistant from one another up the front chute. The interval about 10 yards between each of them. The third man in that progression is former world champion Mario Andretti, who has enjoyed great success at Road America over the years and tells us why he likes this circuit.
What's the appeal? What's the challenge?
It's a good...
Leonard Janke, who is smoking badly through the carousel turn. With the front runners beginning now to overhaul the tail end of the field, lap traffic will start to play a role here. Holbert in second spot is giving ground to the leader, Stephen South. Holbert got hung up by a tail ender. Andretti is third. Forbes-Robinson fourth, Brabham fifth in this Road America round of the Can-Am Challenge. At Road America, the cars and stars of the Can-Am Challenge are battling through 160 miles of action. And right now, leaders Stephen South and Al Holbert have put a bit of distance between themselves and the trio of Mario Andretti, Elliot Forbes-Robinson, and Geoff Brabham. South and Holbert have been shadowing each other since the first lap of this race, streaking down the long Road America straightaways, then climbing hard onto the brakes at the other end. Into the left-hander, South is in trouble. South spins. Oh, he grazed the side of Holbert's car, and Jeff Miller came within a hair's breadth of T-boning the leader's spinning automobile. There's not much damage, but that was very, very close. South has to watch the rest of the leaders go by as he struggles to get turned around and back onto the racetrack. South jams his racer into reverse, backs across the course, waits for traffic to clear, and now he'll thunder back onto the course and set off in pursuit of the leaders. But we've had a dramatic change in leadership. Front-runner Stephen South spins and very nearly took Al Holbert with him. Holbert escaped the melee by the narrowest of margins and emerges now as the leader. Holbert brings his CRC Chemicals machine to the last turn and prepares to lead his first lap of this Road America Can-Am Challenge. Under the bridge goes Holbert, a most versatile and talented driver who has won only one Can-Am race in his career at Laguna Seca in California back in 1978. 6 seconds back in second place, Mario Andretti. And Stephen South is coming into the pits. South, the race leader until that spin, is in for fuel and for some body work as well. The nose piece coming off the car. New fiberglass being installed after that shunt with Al Holbert's automobile. The crunched part being replaced in order to improve the aerodynamics on the car. And then the South crew will hustle to send the former leader back out into the fray. The combination of that spin and the resultant pit stop have played havoc with the winning chances of Stephen South. And there are more problems for Danny Sullivan. First a flat, now an apparent retirement. No luck at all for Danny, who says he has only one superstition.
Well, I think the only thing that I really won't do is I won't polish my own helmet. And I don't know why. I can't give you a reason. It's just something that I've never, ever wanted to do. I always wanted it polished, but I won't do it myself.
Meanwhile, there's a real battle for third between Elliot Forbes-Robinson and Geoff Brabham as they chase Mario Andretti, the second-place man, and leader Al Holbert. EFR2 had an experience that might have led a less willed individual to superstition.
It enters your mind when something happens that hasn't happened to you before, and it was the first major crash I'd ever had, and I decided to shave something different that day, and I'd kept my sideburns off and a few things like that, and you just go, I went out and crashed that day, and I thought, oh, maybe I better not do that anymore.
Meanwhile, here's the leader, Holbert, lapping slower traffic as the Forbes-Robinson and Brabham confrontation rages on. Race leader Al Holbert, driving his Lee Dykstra designed and built Chevrolet-powered racer, is seeking here today to become the first American driver ever to win a Can-Am race in an American-built car powered by an American engine. And this series, by the way, dates all the way back to 1966. Now there's action in the under 2-liter class as Gary Gove of Tacoma, Washington dices for the class lead with Bert Hill-Ruse of Blakesley, Pennsylvania. Hold everything. The cowl is coming off Mario Andretti's car. A disabled motorist helpless by the roadside. Andretti waits. Car owner Carl Haas fidgets. This problem obviously serious and certainly enough to dash Andretti's victory hopes here today. And suddenly we have a huge lead for Al Holbert, the soft-spoken Pennsylvanian who has run so consistently throughout this event. It was right here, early in the race, that Holbert avoided the spinning car of pole sitter Stephen South to take the lead. Holbert must now deal with the doubts and fears that assail race leaders. Imagine noises in the engine. Oh, we've got a spin. Roman Pechmann spins right in front of Holbert. The leader squeaks through without contact, but for the second time today, Holbert has escaped disaster. Masterful driving by Holbert, who steered his machine safely around the spinning car of Roman Pechmann. And now the leader is headed for the pits. Well, this will be the final pit stop for Holbert, who will take on fuel for a dash to the checkered flag. As we watch Holbert's pit stop, we cannot help but marvel at the combination of skill and luck that have kept him out of trouble and out front in this Can-Am Challenge today. But as Holbert says, you make your own luck.
My outlook has always been that you make luck to a great degree, and you have to be prepared and you have to be realistic. If you're not running quick enough, you can't blame it on the guys or the other guys or the crew or the course or the tires or something like that. You have to say, well, were the tires off or is the engine off? And you have to, everything you do, you have to be very realistic about. You have to be prepared. You've got to have all your ducks in a row, so to speak, and if you do that time after time after time, the results will start to show.
Race leader, Al Holbert. Now, here's Bobby Rahal's Ampex cassette machine in for service. Rahal has advanced to 4th place in this battle for the Can-Am Championship at Road America. Oh, and his crew is rightly proud of that pit stop. Well, with the laps winding down, Al Holbert works his way through turn 2, heads down that long back chute. But we've got another problem ahead of the leader, a spin. Jim Trueman's red roof in-car into the grass and turning end for end, out of control. Well, Trueman backing back out of the way and trying to pull back out onto the course. Holbert should just now be coming into view. That wasn't quite as close as the two earlier incidents, but it seems that today spinning cars have been drawn to Al Holbert like flies to buttermilk. Meanwhile, Geoff Brabham has moved into 2nd place in his Team VDS Lola. He's been pursued by the red and white Budweiser Lola of Elliot Forbes-Robinson, but the slower cars are now separating the two, and EFR is losing ground. Challenge drivers are using every inch of this venerable racetrack, and a few inches more if they need it, in pursuit of Al Holbert, the leader. Car number 14, the red and white CRC Chemicals machine, has been out front most of the day. Now there's just one lap to go. Second, Geoff Brabham. Elliot Forbes-Robinson is third. And in the under 2-liter division, Jerry Gove has scrambled to the lead in his Pete Lovely Volkswagen machine. He continues to be the dominant force in competition among the smaller displacement automobiles. Geoff Brabham, who came here with the fastest car by far, but then was forced by a qualifying mishap to drive his backup machine, talked to us earlier about his lifestyle. He says it doesn't compare with the race driver stereotype of wine, women, and song.
Well, it hasn't for me. It's just all been hard work. Basically, this is the first year I've been with a team where I haven't had to work on the car myself and get prepared and all those sort of things. So, it's been hard. If you're a young racing driver, it's all work and traveling around in the truck, and this stereotype image of wine, women, and song basically doesn't apply to 99% of all race drivers.
Despite Brabham's hard work and strong driving here today, the leader in the final lap is Al Holbert, the born-again Christian who escapes the pressures of racing by reading the Bible with his family. With the exception of the early laps when he diced with Stephen South, Holbert has been in command all the way today, capping a season-long effort by the CRC team to find its way to Victory Circle. Holbert's car, designed by Michigan's Lee Dykstra to incorporate the benefits of a space-age aerodynamic principle known as ground effects, has performed flawlessly, and it represents the first all-American combination of car, engine, and driver ever to win a Can-Am race. As Al Holbert works his way to the final series of turns, we can't help but recall the misfortunes of Stephen South, who spun while leading, and Mario Andretti, who broke his car while riding third. Well, certainly attrition took its toll among the front runners today, but meticulous preparation, heads-up driving will ultimately pay off for this man and his team. Up the front straightaway for the final time goes Al Holbert to win the Road America Can-Am Challenge. This is the second career Can-Am victory for Holbert.